Welcome back to Market Making Mondays, episode 15. And in this episode, we'll be talking about what happened in the charts last week and continuing to talk about the month of December and what to expect going into the new year, as well as a little bit of psychology talk for you guys. So that being said, you already know how it goes. Run my intro. Hey friends and new traders, welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, my name is Matt and I teach day traders just like you how to become successful by teaching different tips and strategies. With that being said, let's get into this one. Alright, so real quick, I'm going straight into it. So last week in the market, the move I was looking for, let's go down to the 4-hour chart. So the move that I was looking for last week didn't happen as I wanted to happen. I was expecting price to come back down to at least the 61, or as you can see, so the 61 level is right here. I also marked off this high right here, which was the last high, as a point of reference. So we have this last high and we have this gap right here. This level right here is a daily gap as well. So this is the 4-hour gap, and right here down here is the daily gap. I'll show you guys real quick. So right here, this is where the last daily high was, and there was a gap right there. So I was expecting price to at least come down. If it didn't want to come down to the 61, at least hit this high or this trend line. Let me zoom out a bit so you guys can see the actual trend line. So we got this daily trend line going right here. Let me fix this up a bit actually. So that is a counter trend line on a daily level, right? So I was expecting price to at least come back and touch this trend line, this counter trend line, or this last high, which it did not do. It kind of consolidated a bit between the 38.2 and the 50 level. As for the week, for the most part, the week was kind of a slow week. It didn't do much. It kind of dropped down and then went back up. It didn't even take out last week's. Well, it did. It took out last week's high, but it didn't really close much above last week, as you can see on a weekly chart. You see that the candle is not that much higher than last week's candle. So you can say that it pretty much somewhat consolidated for the week. At the end of the week, it did come back up and close a little bit above last week's high, which is fine. So with that being said, I am still looking for this move. I put up a counter trend line right here. Seeing that it didn't take out this high, I am hoping that price just breaks this counter trend line, comes back down, taps this level or taps this counter trend line, which I still think it has the potential to do. If not, then it is what it is. If it takes out this high, then I'll look for some type of trade to the upside after it takes out this high. But something I am gonna look for, something I am looking for is how it takes out this high if it does continue to go above, which I think is not really gonna go that high because just the just how slow it's been moving. Like this is like pretty much a really slow week right here. Like I want to see something like this, like a big push like this, not this like the trend. It kind of looks like the trend is slowing down a bit, right? So, and like I said in my previous videos, when you see like a low like this and it doesn't come back to like fill this gap or not even touch this low, I expect that the following week that it's gonna come back down, take out this low, somewhat fill the gap. I don't think it's gonna close in on the gap completely, but if it does, it does. And then look for a reversal move to the upside. This is still the level that I'm looking for, this high, which is there's a gap up here, a weekly gap, as well as the weekly trend line. So right now, this whole move that we're seeing right now, this is just a retracement move for the most part. And if it does break above this, then we know that it's going to be even a longer term uptrend. But take a look at the weekly chart for now. So these are all up candles, right? There has not been like a week of solid retracement. By solid retracement, I mean like we haven't seen any black candles to the downside and then an up move. So this is all strictly just straight to the upside. And as you can see, we also did hit this the weekly moving average. It broke above it a little bit, so I am expecting, like, if you take a look at this, you can see like right here it broke above it a little bit. It did actually close above it, but it didn't close above it a lot, so I am expecting price to retrace. Hopefully I am expecting this retracement this week. And then continuing on to the upside, we still have this gap that needs to be filled, and it lines perfectly with this declining trend line. So I'm still looking for the setup. I got to be patient. It is what it is. It's the end of the year, so you can expect price to slow down a lot during the end of the year. Even as we get even closer to like Christmas and the New Year's, expect price to just really slow down because it's just the holidays. So a lot of bank closures and things of that nature will be happening. So as you can see from last week, the market did kind of slow down. So yeah, so next week, my prediction for next week is for price to, let me remove this trend line. For price to take out this low, trap traders and thinking it's gonna go low, fill this gap, and then, because look, it did not touch this high at all. And usually when a high is broken, it always has to come back. So resistance turns support. So at what point did this turn support? It didn't turn support yet. It just kind of went above it and it didn't close in. So I'm still expecting price to come back down and touch this level or go down a little bit more. Like, for example, we have this high broken right here, and price did come back down to this level. Went down a bit further than the actual high, but this is a level of resistance. That's why you've seen it bounce off right here, and then it kind of consolidated a bit right here, because this move right here is a false move. So I'm expecting something like that over here. So a false move to the downside, tripping traders out thinking it's going lower, and then a higher move to the upside. So that is my prediction for next week. So yeah, so another pair I was looking at was EURNZD, the same exact thing. Like let's hold on 1 second. Let's go back to New Zealand dollar. So real quick, another thing with New Zealand dollar, I'm looking for a longer trend trade. So, but for you, if you're looking for like a day trade, you could have simply just thrown the, delete this for a second. You could have thrown the Fibonacci low to high. And as you can see, it did hit the negative 27, and it possibly will hit the double top right here at the negative 61, then retrace. So this type of trading I don't really like to trade. And as far as, I knew it was gonna be a slow week just based off of news at the beginning of the week. There was no news at the beginning of the week. So as far as like the impact of the news, so let's go back and look at forex factory for last week. So we go from the 5th to the 11th. All right. So this is last week, Monday, no news. Well, we had this news right here. Didn't really impact it. Tuesday, not really any news. Wednesday, no news. Like when I say news, I mean like high impact news. So anything that's red or orange. And then, so this is Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and then Thursday, like I said, at the end of the week, it started to move because we had unemployment claims that came in Thursday, and then Friday we had all this news as well. And another thing to take notice, we have all this positive news in the USD. So with positive news, you can expect, well, for the most part, you can expect the New Zealand dollar to go down because high impact news is in the favor of USD. So that caused the USD to go up and New Zealand dollar to decline, but it did the opposite. So just be careful of the manipulation of the market. All right, so now to New Zealand dollar. So New Zealand dollar, same thing like I was saying before. It's just bouncing off the moving average, the 4-hour moving average. There are plenty of opportunities to kind of go short. Yeah, you could have probably done something like this, high to low. Probably got in at a 50 right here. Now you can see it also hit the negative 27. For me, it kind of took out the low right here, but for me, I'm kind of expecting the same thing on this pair. I'm expecting it to retrace, take out all these highs because people have stops right all right here. There's a bunch of stops right here, so I'm expecting it to maybe come back and retrace to the 61.8 as well, and then going further down to my target, which is the weekly trend line once again. So just being really patient because I'm looking for a long-term swing trade. So expecting it to hit this trend line, which lines with the negative 61. So yeah, so same thing with Euro USD. I'm expecting it to retrace, take out these highs, and then retrace, then further movement to the downside. So that is my prediction for next week. Just the same as last week, but it didn't happen last week. And now we do have lows and highs on both charts of the New Zealand dollar and the Euro USD that could possibly be taken out because there's a bunch of stops, and then we could see further retracement to the downside and to the upside on both pairs. So that is my trade prediction for this week. So as far as psychology, just be patient with your setups, just wait. And it's the end of the year, it's a holiday, so I'm just trying to take it easy right now. So if it comes, it comes. If it doesn't, it doesn't. There's always trades that come all the time, so I'm never ever worried, and you shouldn't be either. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please like, share, comment, and subscribe down below. Hit the notification button so you know exactly when these videos drop. And I hope you guys enjoy the rest of y'all day, evening, or night, whenever you decide to watch this video. I am out. Peace.